Welcome to the Town of Scituate Weekly News Update. It's Monday, January 9th, 2023. My name is Karen Connolly. I'm with the Scituate Select Board. With me today are Jim Boudreau, our Town Administrator, and Bill Burkhead, our Superintendent of Schools. They have an update for you about various things. Very briefly, there are a number of meetings this week. The last couple of weeks have been on the quiet side because of the holidays. But tonight there is a Conservation Commission meeting, a Board of Health meeting, a Library Board of Trustees meeting, and a CPC Community Preservation Committee meeting. Tomorrow is the Scituate Select Board meeting, and we haven't met in a couple of weeks, so it's a fairly full agenda. On Wednesday, there is a meeting about the proposed 40B project that's out on Old Oak and Bucket Road, and I believe it will be a hybrid meeting. So if you can't attend in person and you're interested in knowing about it, that is a continuing topic for that particular project. There is also a Commission on Disabilities meeting that evening. And finally, this week, there is a planning board meeting on Thursday. So that's the update about what's going on in terms of town meetings. So now I will turn it over to Jim Boudreau. Hello, Jim.
Good morning. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, everybody. I'll be very brief. I have a couple things this morning. We'll start with water. We're at +6 at the reservoir. Last week we were +3.5. Tac Factory Pond is also +6. Last week we were +4. Average daily demand 1.09 million gallons per day, down slightly from last week's 1.175 million gallons per day. Rainfall last 7 days 1.71 inches. That doesn't include the fluff that we got this morning. So remind people the DPW, with a little bit of snow this morning, the DPW has a salt sand pile in the parking lot right across from the old Egypt Beach store. Residents can go there and fill up buckets with salt sand mix and bring home. This is for residents. It is not for contractors. So please, contractors, stay away from this. We don't have to take that pile away. We are still working on the lighthouse. We reviewed the consultant's report. The decision has been made that we will go forward with replacing the lantern room with a new 1930s lantern room, which is identical to what was up there. So the consultant is working on that. We should have documents ready to go out to bid by the end of January for construction in the spring. We are still looking at a late spring, early summer finish to that project. In the meantime, we are reviewing the report to see the condition of the existing lantern room. One, whether that can be saved. Two, what it would cost. And three, where we would put it if we decided that. So we are working still on that. A reminder, the Scituate Food Pantry is still having high demand. So if you can help out the Scituate Food Pantry, they are looking for beef stew, canned ham, spam, hash, canned fish of all types, cookies, hot and cold, healthy cereals, condiments, and salsa. You can contact the food pantry, make arrangements, but they are seeing greater demand than ever. So please, if you can, let's help out the food pantry. A note to people, I know there's been some chatter online. We've gotten some calls. The town has purchased the Mordecai and Lincoln house up on Mordecai and Lincoln Road. The house has a significant amount of furniture and things in it, as well as the mill has items that were left. So we have put it on an RFP to find an appraiser / auctioneer to help us deal with the contents of the house. We are not selling the house. We are not appraising the house. We're not getting rid of the house. This is to help us deal with the contents so we can get rid of those or save them if they're actually something of big historical value, and get those houses empty so we can prepare to take whatever the next step is on that piece of property. The Scituate Sister City Film Festival continues tomorrow night. Joan Noel, 6:30 at the Senior Center. Suggested donation is $10. Refreshments will be served. A reminder, Widows Walk is open for walkers. You are required to keep your dogs on leashes. Please don't let them run around free. Also, keep all your animals and people off the greens. Greens are expensive. We don't want to have to repair those in the summertime. So please keep your animals off the greens. A heads up to people. I know this is a little early, but we're going to give people plenty of notice, particularly people who might not live in Scituate, or you might have relatives who aren't in Scituate that are going to need to hear this. Beach stickers will go on sale February 13th at 8:30 in the morning. Non-resident and Hummerock only beach stickers will only be available online. You will not get an email telling you that the online is open. You will not get any notification telling you to go online and do it. It'll go online at 8:30. Last year, the 150 non-resident beach stickers sold out in 7 minutes. So if you need someone who knows someone who needs a beach sticker, tell them to mark their calendar, get on early, and hopefully they can get in. Beach stickers, non-residents, 300. Hummerock only is 100, and resident beach stickers are $35. And that's what I have for today. I'm sorry that it seems early to be talking about beach stickers, but they do go on sale shortly, and we don't want people to be left out if they're looking for beach stickers. So that's what I have for today.
Thanks, Jim. We like talking about the beach in January. Something to
We did
look
have some
forward
people
to.
jumping into the water in January, so the
I
beach was
know.
getting used last week.
Anyway, that's all good news. Thanks, Jim. Now on to Mr. Burkhead. I guess the kids are back to school.
They are. Thank you, Ms. Conley. And good morning, everybody. Yeah, last week we came back to school and had a wonderful week and enthusiastic and energetic week. And I appreciate everyone back in school and getting to work. So this week, I just want to summarize a few things that I brought up from last week. We talked about the big three ideas, and the first one included the FY24 budget. And the process is already underway, as many people know. In an update on that, our administrative team will be meeting with the school committee finance subcommittee tomorrow, January 10th, to give them their first in-depth look at the 24 budget. And next week, I'll have February dates for the community to be involved and for our open meetings for the budget. So that's underway. The next one is the Scituate Public Schools strategic plan, which is again a collaborative approach to setting our vision and goals of the future of the school district, which will involve the community. On January 18th, our district leaders, including myself, will be meeting with the Teaching and Learning Alliance, which is a consultant we've hired to come in and help us with this work. And that work will begin in February, with the final product concluding in May. So we may implement it over the summer into next fall and then throughout the next 3 to 5 years. Finally, the Hadley New School Building Project. I've got a deeper dive and more information on that, as we've had more meetings with the MSBA, the Mass School Building Authority. The good news is we secured a budget with our architects, Dorham Whittier, and we held a Scituate Public School leadership kickoff meeting with Dorham Whittier, our owner's project manager, Vertex, and the MSBA last week. During the meeting, it was mentioned to us by the MSBA that our new school building project will be a K-5 building along the lines of a neighborhood school, and with the possibility, again, we're looking at multiple options within that, but they will possibly be a combination of the Cushing and Hadley schools. In a follow-up meeting with that same group to discuss the configuration, would it just be a K-5? Could it be a 3 through 5? Could it be a pre-K through 2? It was determined then and confirmed by the MSBA leadership that was the K-5 building will be the building we look for and start talking about in depth. And that was finalized during a discussion with former Superintendent Griffin and MSBA leadership after the completion of the SOI. It was determined during this discussion based on the district's master plan, and that I know a lot of people put a lot of work into, and the feasibility study that happened as part of our statement of interest process. So thank you all for that. During that same meeting, we inquired about the possibility of hosting an early childhood program as part of the new school. And we were informed by the MSBA leadership that indeed we may include this as part of our feasibility study, and that would be reimbursable. So more potential good news, as we do have long lines of waiting lists for families and children to get into our early childhood program. So what's this mean? It means our focus for the next few months will be on the educational programming of what a potential pre-K through 5 school would look like, and getting our school community involved in that, as well as obviously our school building committee, which will be meeting on the 18th to refine our timeline and begin action steps. And then part 2 of that meeting will be begin our communication to our community plan, which will be via this broadcast each week, our new website, and our new app communication system that is available on the website or through your iPhone or Android phones. School committee meetings and other information. So stay tuned for that. There'll be more detailed information coming out. There'll be a school committee meeting tonight at 6 p.m. as well for those that are able to make it. And finally, just want to give people an update on some maintenance projects as part of our commitment to improve our schools with our maintenance line items that we have in our budget. So over vacation week, we had new beautiful school color blue shades put into our central office administrative wing where our administrative assistants work, replacing the old tattered shades that weren't working too much anymore. So that's preventative maintenance that was appreciated by our team. And also a new drop ceiling was put in the Scituate High School Colby Cutler Fitness Center, which didn't have a ceiling. So it looks really good. And that's phase one over February vacation. We look to put in a new floor and paint the walls there to make that a really beautiful place for our students to be able to work out in class and before and after school for fitness. So a lot going on, and I'll have more updates next week, but want to wish everyone a wonderful week. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Speaking of school repairs, I noticed on the select board agenda tomorrow night, we're discussing the potential partial roof replacement of the high school, which will be partially funded by MSBA through their accelerated repair program and as well as town funds. So I think the select board would like the town to know that we're doing our part as well to help maintain our school buildings as well as our municipal buildings. So thank you, Bill. And as far as the grade configuration, I just want people to know that the issue of grade configuration has been a topic of discussion in town for many, many years because we had to go through that process before we built the middle school. So lest anyone think this is coming from nowhere, believe me, it's not. So at any rate, everybody have a great week and enjoy the winter. Bye.